ஃப்ரண்ட்லேருந்து தேர்ட் ரோல உட்காருங்க.
செக். செக் 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 செக். ஹலோ முனிஸ். செக் செக்.
இது மைக் ஒன்று.
Welcome every morning with a smile. Look on the new day as another special gift from your Creator, another golden opportunity to complete what you are unable to finish yesterday. Today will never happen again. Let us commence the session by wishing everyone with a hearty and happy welcome. Love the people who treat you right. Pray for those who don't. Life is too short to be anything but happy. With this quote, let us all stand for the prayer song to invoke the blessings of God.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam, Sufalam, Malayaj Sheetalam, Shasya Shamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram. Shubhrajyosna pulakitayamini Pullakusumita drumadala shobhini Suhasini sumadhura bhashini Sukhadam varadam mataram Vande mataram Vande நீராறும் கடலொடுத்த நிலமடந்து எழிலொழுகும் சீராறும் மதனமென திகழ்வரத கண்டமிழே எக்கணமும் அதிசிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாளும் தக்க சிறு பிறை முதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம் வியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
Be calm, strong, grateful, and become a lamp full of light, that the sun of everlasting joy arise from the dawning place of heart and soul. We would like to invite the dignitaries on the stage to light the Kuthuvilakku. It's gratifying to look around and see so many new faces. That's a warm greeting to what I'm sure is going to be a fantastic day. I would like to take this opportunity to invite beloved HOD Dr. M. Subramaniam sir to deliver the welcome address.
A very good morning to you all. It's my pleasure welcoming everyone here for this August gathering for this particular event. Let me take the privilege of thanking my top management for making this event happen. So I take the privilege of welcoming our beloved principal, Dr. R. Sujata. I take pleasure in welcoming our beloved vice principal, Dr. K. Arjunan. I take privilege in welcoming Dr. S. Priya, the Dean Academics. So it's it's my immense pleasure to welcome Dr. S. Pushparaj, my teacher, mentor, and professor from Madurai Kamaraj University. I welcome my friend, philosopher, Dr. C. Muthuraja from American College. I also welcome Dr. Gaurav Shrikant. He will be joining us online from Amity University, Noida, Delhi. He will be joining us online today. I welcome all my faculty friends who have put in efforts for this. I welcome all my beloved students for this, and I welcome all the non-teaching staff for this particular occasion. So it's my pleasure. This idea came into us that we should do something for economics, and thanks to Dr. Abraham Pradeep. Where is he? Right, Abraham Pradeep, for designing this holistic program. I just gave an idea that we should do something for economics. So he made a complete plan, and he took the pain in inviting the guests for the day. So without taking much of the time, I welcome you all for this wonderful learning colloquium on occasion. I trust we can call this in colloquium, sir. It's a colloquium, right? So it is a colloquium happening for the first time, that too for economics. I trust Dr. Pushparaj and Dr. Muthuraja, like people know very well that this kind of economics-based colloquium is happening much lesser across. I feel we should take mileage out of these kind of experts talking to us. Thank you, sir. It's my pleasure. With this, I'll take my seat. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Leadership is about making others better as a result of your presence and making sure that your leadership impact is seen even in your absence. I now invite our respective principal, Dr. R. Sujata ma'am, to deliver the inaugural address.
Very good morning. Sattame illiye. Thank you. Honorable President, Dr. R. Lakshmipati sir, respected Secretary, respected Management Executive, respected Vice Principal, respected Dean Academics, respected HOD MBA, and respected resource members from various institutions, respected faculty members, and my dear lovable students. So this particular session has initiated by Dr. Abraham, and as HOD of MBA Subramanian sir said, for economics it is more specific, and we are going to discuss about the things whatever we learnt. I have to say for this because from the computer science background, how you are getting connected with the economics equation may arise in your mind. So when Dr. Abraham asked me we can proceed with this kind of session, then I said that I'm also having some investment in my life. Like that I put a word, then immediately he requested me, you can also join with us, you can also share your experience. So I want to share my experience, what I got benefited through this economics, and that's what today we are all here. And the resource members, they are actually specialized in the area, especially in economics, not like myself, and they are having more than
K. Arjunan sir to present the facilitation address.
Good morning, everybody. Respected and Honorable President, sir. Respected Secretary, sir. Respected Management Executive. Developed countries, developing countries, and underdeveloped countries. Developed countries learned the economics and they realized the importance, then they applied on their country. Result, they become developed country. Developing country, we are the people. We are learning of, we are applying of, still we are learning, then so on, we are in the position of developing countries. People do not know aware about economic. They learned, but they did not apply. Those countries are underdeveloped countries. So, economics is the umbrella for the earth. இட்ஸ் அ மதர் ஆஃப் ஆல் ஸ்டடீஸ். இப்போ நாட்டில் பற்றி பார்த்தீங்கன்னா எக்கனாமிக்கை பற்றி தான் பேசுவாங்க. இந்தியாவோட எக்கனாமிக் டவுன் ஆயிடுச்சு, சைனீஸோட எக்கனாமிக் வளர்ந்துக்கிட்டு இருக்கு. ஸோ நம்ம பார்வையில் வந்து எக்கனாமிக்ஸ் ஈஸிய ஒரு சப்ஜெக்ட் தான். ஆனால் உள்ளே போனீங்கன்னா தான் தட்ஸ் அ வாஸ்ட் ஏரியா விச் வி ஆர் நாட் அவேர் அபவுட் இட். இப்போ எக்கனாமிக்ஸ் இன்க்ளூட் ஆல்ஸ் மேத்ஸு, கம்ப்யூட்டர் சயின்ஸு, மேட்ரிக்ஸு, காமர்ஸ். காமர்ஸ் இஸ் த ஒன் ஆஃப் பார்ட் ஆஃப் எக்கனாமிக்ஸ். இந்த பார்ட் இஸ் எக்ஸ்சேஞ்ச் பார்ட்டை மட்டும்தான் காமர்ஸ் டீல் பண்ணுது. இப்போ எக்கனாமிக்ஸ்னால் ஒரு ஏதோ ஒரு கோர்ஸ் இருக்குது, அது எம்ஏ எக்கனாமிக்ஸ் அப்படின்னு நினைக்கிறோம். பட் இஃப் யூ கோ இன் டு டீப்பு, தென் யூ கேன் கெட் லாட் ஆஃப் திங்ஸ் இன்சைட் த எக்கனாமிக்ஸ். That's what I request you all. Whenever you come to that seminar or symposium, then you can take a notebook and note the point of what they are going to be present to you. This is the opportunity we rarely get. இப்போ யார் வேணாலும் பேசலாம், யார் வேணாலும் பாடலாம், ஆனால் நல்ல விஷயங்கள் சொல்லக்கூடிய ஆட்கள் சில ஆட்கள் தான் இருப்பாங்க. வாட் தே லேர்ன்டு அண்ட் ப்ராக்டிக்கலி அப்ளைடு, அப்படி ஒரு பெரிய ஆட்கள்லாம் நம்மளுக்கு ப்ரெசென்ட் பண்ணுறாங்கன்னா, நீங்கள் செமினாருக்கு ஆளுக்கு வரும்போது நோட்டும் பேனாவும் கட்டாயம் இருக்கணும். ஏன்னா காது வந்து நல்ல விஷயங்களை உள் வாங்காது, வாங்கிட்டால் உடனே வெளியேற்றும். இப்போ உங்களுக்கு சொல்லதெல்லாம் தேர் கோயிங் டு பி ப்ரெசென்ட் எ குட் திங்ஸ் ஃபார் த ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ். ஸோ டே பை டே உங்கள் நாலேஜ் என்ரிச் பண்ணணும், அதை ப்ராக்டிக்கலாக அப்ளை பண்ணணும். இப்போ நீங்கள்லாம் எம்பிஏ ஸ்டூடெண்ட்டு, இப்போ ஒரு சின்ன அவங்க முன்னாடி சொல்லறதுக்கு கொஞ்சம் வருத்தமாக இருக்குது. என்னுடைய குழந்தைகள் தான் வருத்தமாக இருக்குது. கரெக்டாக இருக்கணும். ஹெச்ஓடியை பாருங்கள், கரெக்டாக இருக்கார். அதை இந்த நேரத்தில் நான் சொல்லக்கூடாது. நல்ல பர்சனாலிட்டியை டெவலப் பண்ணிக்கிட்டு எம்பிஏ சொன்ன ஸ்டூடெண்ட்னா பார்க்கறதுக்கு ஒரு பயம் இருக்கணும் மற்ற பையனுக்கு. யூ ஷுட் பி த ரோல் மாடல் டு ஜூனியர்ஸ் அண்டு ஆஸ்க் தம் டு அப்ளை. அதனால் ஃப்யூச்சரில் அந்த மாதிரி வருவீங்கன்னு நான் எதிர்பார்க்குறேன். ஸோ மை ரெக்வஸ்ட், take a notes of their speech and listen and store and apply on your practical life. So wish you all the best. Thank you everybody.
Thank you, sir. May I now invite our respected Dean Academics, Dr. S. Priya ma'am, to present the facilitation address.
Thank you. Honorable President Sir, Secretary Sir, Management Executive Sir, respected Principal Ma'am, Vice Principal Sir, HOD of MBA Dr. Subramani Sir, the resource person of the day, Dr. Pushparaj Sir, Dr. Muthuraj Sir, and Dr. Shrikant Sir, who would be joining us, the other faculty members, and special reference to Abraham Sir for taking this initiative. As your HOD sir said, there are so many agendas, in the MBA program, and all of them are so innovative. So this is one such step taken first towards economics. And as the name goes, today's title is Micmac Man. So they're going to talk about the internal logic of, saving and investment. So this particular step has to grow, and you're going to know about all these things. And at this point of time, just think about one thing. How many of us spend and then after that think about saving? Almost all of us do that. And how many of us buy things which are not needed or not required by us? We always have a pile of things and again we keep on buying. So that's just like, stealing from our own selves. So just in the words of King Martin Luther, you don't have to see the whole staircase to take the first step. And today the first step is presented in front of you with all the best resource persons. So I hope this particular step is very valuable, and I hope all of you take it to your own economics. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Honoring the guest is an essential part in the Indian culture and tradition. Now, it's time to honor the chief guest for the speakers of today's program. Now, I'd like to call upon Dr. R. Sujata ma'am to honor the chief guest, Dr. S. Pushparaj sir, with a memento as a token of gratitude.
I'm seeing that rate of interest, very minimal rate of interest. So that itself, it gives me a pleasure that I have to do something more in the investment part. Then when I started my BSc Computer Science at Tyagarajar College, at that time he asked me to do a project in the shares. That time only I come to know what is share and what is the way we supposed to proceed with the share, to buy the share, to keep and to give it. So this is what I learned, and in that project I did in the Excel, Microsoft Excel, I did that project. Now you are studying the moving average concept in the shares. Why we are going for the moving average? We supposed to learn what is the share amount is getting differs on daily basis, and it has to be analyzed in the proper way, and we have to invest it in the share. This is what the things I have learned at that moment. Then I had a thought, okay, we can start investing in the share also, but the problem is we supposed to have our mindset in the share at all time. Then only the things will get grow. So that it is not possible for all the people. Whoever is there, whoever is having the time, they can have the same time and they can do the process of investing. So this is what my life started with, the investment part, and I started investing the things. What I'm going to share today, in the parts what I'm going to share today, I have invested and I got the benefit also. That benefit I want to share to my students, that's why I'm here. Except one or two items, the other all items I have invested and I got a minimal benefit and I got much benefit also. The same thing I want to share, what are all the investment methods available in the scenario and how you can be a part of it. That is what today I want to share. Shall I? Yes, next slide. So here I have shown the agenda. So in that, one more agenda I missed it actually, the LIC at the last. Mutual funds, shares, PPF, NPS, APY, SSY, then RD, FD, then gold funds, as well as LIC. And also PLI is there, postal life insurance. So these are all the things we are going to discuss. Just I have put up the samples also, how it can be calculated, how the money is getting calculated, and how the investment can be made, what is the profit we'll be getting, like a sample calculator also I have included in this. If you are having doubts, you can ask. Next. So mutual funds, you know very well what is MF. It is very clear to everyone that why we are actually investing in the mutual fund. Like a person, me, I'm actually working, I'm having a family, I don't have the time to look into the shares each and every day what is happening. So I can invest in the mutual fund. That is also having a risk, but we have to invest in the proper mutual fund. That is what the mutual fund will grow step by step. Next. So here, what are all the things you have to check in the mutual fund is economical. Even we can invest 1,000 rupees. Even we can invest 10,000 rupees. Even we can invest 2 lakh rupees, 3 lakh, 5 lakh, whichever is possible. So whatever the possibility is there on your side, you can invest in the mutual fund, and it is very convenience where whenever we want to add, we can add. Whenever we want to come out, we can come out. So that is the convenience. We are having the flexibility, and the inflation also will be getting managed. For example, today a particular share is 1,200. Tomorrow it may 1,180. Or the day after tomorrow it may 1,210. So the inflation can be managed. That is, we can go for the mutual fund. And the liquidity is nothing but in the, I think the Saturday session, a person has come and he has asked about that, whether the liquidity can be done when you are selling the land. Immediately we can't sell our land. It is an investment, but we can't sell the land immediately and we won't get the cash in our hand. But in the mutual fund, we can get the cash immediately. That is what the liquidity it is mentioning. And expertise, you have to be an expert when you are going to invest in a particular share. You have to make a complete analysis from the top to bottom. Then only it is possible to invest in the mutual fund. Then safe and transparent. It is very safe and it is clear to it is more clear. And you will be getting the returns based on the share growing. So that is what this mutual fund is saying. And risk diversification is nothing but it will be getting diversified. Whatever the flaws is there, it will be getting diversified from 1 and 2. Tax benefits is also there. Especially I am investing in the mutual fund for main thing is tax benefit. That is the main reason. And what is a mistake we can avoid when we are investing in the mutual fund is investing without a plan. Without a plan, if you are investing the amount in the share, it will be a question mark only, whether you will be getting a profit or loss. Timing the market. The market time is very, very important. How you are investing in the share, the time is important. Like that, the marketing, but timing is also investment in the mutual fund. For example, last 3 years, I have invested in the mutual fund. Last 6 months back, a very sudden fall is there in the mutual fund, and it got affected our units also. Anyhow, it has to be rectified in the coming years. So we have to keep on investing, and we have to make the things stable. Then reshuffling of funds. We should not invest on the single fund at all time. We have to make the reshuffling process also. Then you should not get panic by seeing that the particular share is coming down. I have to come out like that. You should not get panic. It has to get grow. Then too many funds also, it is not advisable to get invested. Next. And here I have mentioned that investors, you are the investors. You are going to put your money to the fund manager. The fund manager is going to organize your money, and it will be getting invested in the securities, and at last you will be getting the returns. Again, the returns will be come to you, either in the form of the growth or in the form of the dividend. This is what the mutual fund here. So you have to set the practical financial goals and get the professional help, that is from the experts. Mutual fund experts, you can get the help and try to invest it, and stay invested for a long period. That is very, very, very advisable. You supposed to invest your money in the long period, and you have to select the funds for your financial goals. If you are having 1,000 rupees every month, select the fund in such a manner and try to invest the things. Next. So mutual funds, where it is getting invested is stocks, bond, then Kotak, then ICICI. Next. So this is systematic plan growth, SIP, systematic investment plan. You may heard about the words. Systematic is a very, very, very powerful word, because we supposed to do this process systematic. That is what the point of highlight here. Growth as well as dividend option is there. So here I have mentioned about the growth here. You are going to invest this particular sum also, you can go into the process. If you are having lump sum of amount in your hand, like 50,000, like 1 lakh or 2 lakh, you want to invest it, not in the form of specific funds. If you want to put it as a lump sum amount also, it can be. For example, 25,000 you are investing for a period of 10 years, you will be getting 52 as the interest. There, 2 lakhs you are investing for 10 years, you will be getting around 4 lakhs. So this is the difference when you are investing in the lump sum. Next. So this is about the shares. About the shares, already I have mentioned about that. In the shares, actually 2 points. One is regarding the day trading, another one is investment. So if you are going for the day trading, it is like morning you will be getting the share, and in the evening you have to sell the share, or you can keep your shares also. That is a high risk is there in the day trading. Day trading, we used to call it as a greedy market. So we may lose the money or we may get the money, but always we will be trying to invest in the shares. So you have to do your proper analysis when you are getting into the shares. And next one is investment. So investment, as I mentioned earlier, it should be in the form of long period. So always try to choose a long period to get into the investment process. So that is what I have mentioned here. Next. So why you are going to invest in the shares? What is the reason? If you are keeping your money in the SB account, it is going to be like that. If you are going to invest it in the shares, it will grow. So what is the way you can grow your money is the matter. So that is what we are investing in the shares. What is the way to invest in the shares? You need a demat account along with your bank account. That's the detail I have provided there. Next. So next one is PPF, Public Provident Fund. So have you heard about this one, Public Provident Fund? Only one person. Okay, so this is also a beneficiary for the tax payers, especially. Next one, next slide. So this is like when you are starting your PPF, you have to invest for 15 years, whatever the amount may be. So minimum amount is actually 500. You can have up to 1,50,000, the maximum investment per year. This is I'm talking about per year. So you have to have up to 15 years. After 15 years, it will be getting matured, and without any tax payment, you can take your money back. between third to fifth year, if you want to take a loan, you can take a loan in the PPF, and you have to pay the rate of interest also for that loan. And if you are making any partial withdrawals, that is after 7th year, you can have the partial withdrawal. Next. Here I am showing the sample to pay 75,000 per year, and what is the profit you are getting is 10 lakhs. So this is for 15 years, I am saying. Next one, get the exemption from the tier 1, and this NPS is actually brought by the central government, and the money what we are investing, they are investing in the securities only, and we are getting the returns. So the rate may be getting, the profit rate may get differs depending upon the market. So that is what this NPS. Next one. Next. This is about the charges. What is the charges will be getting calculated? That's what the previous slide. So this one is actually, next one. So this is actually a sample I have mentioned here. If you are going to, if your age is more than 18 now, so I have given a sample here, 18 years. So if you are 18, you have to pay up, you can pay up to the 60 years, and total investment period is 42 years, and monthly contribution, for example, 1,000 rupees. Monthly contribution is only 1,000 rupees, and you can invest a total amount 5 lakhs, interest earned is 35, then wealth generated is 40, and tax saving is around 1,51,000. Then you can withdraw a certain amount as a lump sum amount, that I have mentioned here as 8,16,000, you can withdraw it, and the balance amount you can keep it for your pension. So after 60 years, you will be getting a pension with the amount of 21,766 per month. This I am saying you are actually 18, starting with 1,000 investment. Next one. The same if your age is 20 and you have to pay 40. Here I have mentioned as 5,000 as your investment. See the calculation, how it is there, and you will be getting the month as 92,000 after your 60 years. So think and try to go for the process. Next one. So this is age is 35 and the total period is 25. The age, according to the age, the amount will be getting decrease. So that is what the statics. Here monthly contribution 5,000. So you can see that 25,000 per month. The previous, it is around 92,000. So that is the difference. Next. This is about tier 2. Tier 1 and tier 2 is there. Tier 1 is actually tax benefit process, and tier 2 is not tax benefit. It is like a ordinary savings bank account. So instead of keeping the money in the savings bank, you can keep it in the NPS tier 2. So for this, you need only the bank account to get open, and you can put your money, and whenever it is required, you can take it back. So this also, it is also coming under the central government. They are investing our money in the securities. That is the difference. Next. And Atal Pension Yojana, how many of you heard about this? APY. Next. One. Next. So wait. So this is actually especially for the lower grade workers, like unorganized sector. I can say like unorganized sector, drivers, gardeners, housekeeping members. For this actually, this particular central government process has been initiated. They can start paying with the amount of 42 rupees. They can start their investment for their pension. Next one. So this is actually the calculation, how much amount they are actually paying, at what age, and how much they are going to get back. So this is an example I have mentioned for like age 18 years and age 25 years, age 35 years, they are going to pay, and they are going to get 5,000 per month. Next. So this is the chart. You can see that 18 years they are entering. They are supposed to pay 42 years. What is the amount they are going to pay is 210 per month for 5,000 as their pension. So that is the lower amount they can contribute, and they can get the pension after 60 years. That is the benefit of this. Next. So this is SSY, Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana. It is actually especially for the girl child. That is below 10 years, you have to start your investment. Not after 10 years, 0 to 10, you can start your investment, and you can have the investment amount from 250 rupees to 1.5 lakhs. So that much amount you can have. So many benefits are there in this. 21 years, after the maturity period of 21 years, you will be getting the complete benefit, of this particular fund. Next one. So this is the calculation I have mentioned here. So when you are getting into, you will be getting the benefit. If your friends or relatives or anybody is there, ask them to get into this. They can go and make the registration in the postal office itself. Next. This is regarding the recurring deposit. Next. So RD, how many of you putting RD? One. Only one. How much amount you are putting RD? 1,000 rupees. Good. So RD, recurring deposit, is actually slow growing amount without any risk. You can start your investing. When I started my career, actually at the very first career, at that time I have started my RD, and after marriage I have taken, you can proceed your investment. Next. So this is a sample for you. So 5,000 per month you are investing, and a period of actually 5 years. 5 years. So you'll be getting the savings, total savings as 3,54,000. 54,000 you will be, and interest earned in this 5,000. Next. Suppose you are investing 10,000 and you are investing for, how many of you having the fixed deposit? One person. How much you have made it? 1 lakh. 25,000. Good. Give him a clap. How much? 1 lakh. Very good. But it is not your money, isn't it? It is not your money. You have to earn and you have to make it. Okay. So fixed deposit, what is your money? It is your money? No, your father's money. 50% your money. That's also good. Good to hear. Okay. So next. So what is the difference? RD and FD got invested, and you will be getting the maturity 34,000 for 5 years. So this is FD. Next. If you have invested 1 lakh and you are going for 10 years, you will be getting 1,90,000 for the normal person. Then it is next one. Vasant, next one. For senior citizen, it is 2 lakhs. 10,000 will be getting increased. So that is the difference. Okay. Next. Gold fund is going to tell you the message. Next one. So this is some of the gold funds available in the scenario. You can check and get the expert details, and then proceed for investment. Okay. Next. Last, LIC. Next. How many of you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is actually somewhat higher. Okay. So you know about the benefits of the LIC because you are studying the insurance as one of the subject. So it is இந்த இன்வெஸ்ட்மெண்ட்லாம் வர்றதுக்கெல்லாம் முன்னாடி, ரொம்ப முன்னாடி எல்ஐசி தான் வந்து என்ன இருந்தது, they have put the complete proper pole in their sector. So LIC இல்லாமல் யாருமே இல்லை, அந்த மாதிரி தான் இருந்துச்சு. Nowadays it is getting reduced because so many diversification are there. But LIC is one of the safest method to get invest for our life. So that is the main thing I want to indicate here. As usual, all the investment methods also getting involved in the LIC, but along with that, only thing is the LIC is providing the benefit to our family also, even if you are not here. So that is the point regarding the LIC. That's all. Next. So any clarification? If there is no clarification, shall I wind up? Okay, thank you, Pa.
Thank you, ma'am. We have learned a lot from you, ma'am. And now we are moving into the second session. The second session will be on the topic how prudent business decisions are taken. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Kishore from 2nd MBA to introduce the guest speaker.
Good afternoon all. Dr. S. Pusparaj sir has completed his bachelor's in mathematics and master's in mathematical economics and completed his PhD. And the field of specialization is spatial econometrics and Bayesian econometrics. and Development Economics, and also awarded with K.N. Raj Fellowship. With 20 years of professional experience, he is currently working as an associate professor and head of the Department of Econometrics at Madurai Kamaraj University. In addition to, Sir has published research articles, papers in journals and periodicals. He has also handled projects and undertaken research guideship. Over to you, sir.
Good morning to all. Actually, I was just thinking when Subbu was asking me to give a lecture. I was usually whatever he says I won't be able to refuse, right? One thing because it has to be kept in the context. When one of my friends, right, and I was telling him I'm going to give a lecture to the MBA students, right, he immediately asked, what are you going to do there? Because I'm a development economist, right? Actually, I don't know how many of you know about development economics. It is more of a macro kind, right? Actually, I will be talking about macroeconomic issues, right? And I'm an econometrician. Actually, I don't know how many of you are knowing about econometrics. Econometrics is a statistics, okay? It's a complete statistics subject. Statistics adapted to the needs of social sciences, right? So you must know that. Why should you have to adopt the statistics to the needs of social sciences? In what way the statistics is different for sciences and social sciences, right? Natural sciences, right? Actually, the statistics is based essentially used in the context of experiments, right? Experimental designs, right? The data is coming from experiments, and so the statistics is confined to the experimental settings. Experimental data is used, and you are getting the results. But the econometrics is little different. Actually, it's a survey based, right? All the management and economics, everything is survey based, right? So statistics is calibrated in the context of survey research, right? What way survey research will differ from this experimental research? Experimental research, the data is very clean, but because you can do a controlled experiment. This natural science research is an uncontrolled research, right? Actually, so you cannot control anything. Actually, you just take the data as you as it together, both spheres, right? The experimental designs and the experimental tools are used in the context of survey research, right? Actually, that's so econometrics is a very dynamic and very fast-growing area, right? So I'm just thinking. Of course, I'm not able to refuse him, but I was still thinking, right? I must do justice to my profession, right? Always inquisitive, right? Trying to learn things and trying to connect, right, with people, right? Actually, he'll have a lot of networking even before, right? Even now, I'm trying to get a lot of benefits I'm getting out of him. Thanks to him, I've got good friends, right? In fact. Dr. Vidya, I can say, was introduced to me because of Subbu, right? So that is one thing. Second thing, Professor Muthuraja was my teacher. In fact, he did not take class for us, but when he joined as a teacher, I was just joining American College in mathematics. In fact, he was teaching economics. I joined BSc Mathematics, right? So he was my teacher. What is that I can do as an economist for the MBA students, right? Actually, that is where the professional part comes. In fact, I was reading what this thing, prudent business decisions, right? What is this prudent decisions? Actually, business decisions are fine, making money, right, through your enterprise, right? Actually, you can do many kinds of enterprising, right? Actually, you can earn profit, right? what is this prudent business decisions, right? When I was looking into, right, there was a term called, long term, right? Long term business decisions, right? I thought, long-term business decisions are nothing but economic decisions, right? Business decisions, right, becomes a prudent decision when it becomes an economic decision, right? So, what is so important about economics, right? Economics, right? I don't know. Actually, you would have studied, this managerial economics, right? When I was studying economics, I was taught economics is a science of wealth, right? So, economics is a science of wealth and science of wealth creation, right? So, of course, you can learn a lot of things from economics, right? Actually, as MBA students, you can learn a lot of things from economics, right? So, economics, really, broadens your perspective about wealth, because, the first book, the famous book of on economics was by Adam Smith, right, in 1776. You know the title of that book? Anybody knows the title of the book? Wealth of Nation. An inquiry into the nature and causes of wealth of nation, right? An inquiry into the nature and causes of wealth of nation. Term wealth. In fact, Adam Smith wrote that book at a time when there was a great, wars, right, havoc in Europe and, and in Americas, right? In both places, there was a lot of commotion, a lot of wars, right? Because of the confusion about the meaning of the word wealth, right? In fact, the American war of gold in surplus, right? When you export more than what you can import, right? So people thought, by export, you have to restrict the import and increase the export, right? If one country tries, fine, no problem. They can create, wealth. They can, increase wealth. If every country, tries to do the same, right, there will be a conflict, right? They have to confront each other, right? They have to, fight, because, one's export is another man's import. One's import is another man's export. If, every country, tries to do the same, right, there will be a commotion, right? There was a war, right? People tried to create colonies, right? Colonies, there were colonies like, India. There were colonies like, other Asian countries. There were colonies like, other American countries, right? Then what led to that war? Everybody tried to create a colony, and in the colony, they had, a conflict of interest. They fought war, and they lost a lot of wealth, right? At that time, right, when, the America went for War of Independence in 1772, right? The clutches of England over America is broken, right? It was a heartbroken for many English, right? So at that time, Smith was writing his book, right? Don't get, don't lose your heart, right? Wealth is not about creating golds, amassing gold. Wealth is about creating productive things, actually the usable things, right? He was telling, wealth is not, gold or silver or any precious metal. Wealth is produced goods that can satisfy the needs, right? All the goods and services that can satisfy the needs can be called wealth, right? So here, the perception about wealth is, different. Now he says, what is usable is, wealth, right? What is usable is wealth. Now then he is trying to, narrate his own story, right? How a country can create wealth now, how the country can, expand and, increase wealth. He was trying to say, go for free trade, go for free trade, right? Release the thing, right? Release the hurdles in the trade. He was trying to console the English by saying, don't think, America has parted ways, right? You can still partner with America, right? You can increase the trade, right? Through the trade, right? Both can get benefited. Both can get benefited, right? Both country can get cheaper things, right? People, for the 10 rupees, right? if a person can get the best price elsewhere, right, with the same amount he can enjoy more goods for the same income, right? Like that he was trying to say, right? So have the trade, right? Expand the market. Expanding the market will give scope for expanded division of labor, right? You can that gives the scope for introduction of new technology. It gives the scope for specialization. Trade and economics is a win-win game, right? It's not a zero-sum game, right? Not once benefit is another person's loss, right? It's a win-win game, right? So economics born out of that, right? Actually, the economics all along, right, says, right, peace is the only thing that can generate wealth, right? Peace alone can generate wealth. Actually, economics, wealth creation is a very narrow thing, right? About making money, right? Nowadays, actually, when I was going through this, again, wealth, now seen as a wealth creation is seen as a value creation process, right? It was when Adams was talking, right? Actually, he was talking about the end products, right? Outputs, right? Now the scope for wealth, the definition of wealth got created, got expanded now, right? Now wealth is a value, right? Wealth creation is the value creation process, value chain process, right? Here, right, wealth not just the output, wealth is also all the inputs, right, that is going into the production process, right? So the scope of economics is widened. The scope of wealth creation is widened. Everything is wealth. Everything is wealth. You would say, one day, if I say the factors, right, the land, labor, capital, organization as wealth, right? Now, the scope for that wealth creation is the factors that are contributing to the wealth is now getting increased, right? These days, people say network is a wealth factor. Network is a factor of wealth. Network, social networks, right? That is has got a monetized monetary value in the production process, right? Culture, organizational culture, the democracy in the institutions will create wealth, right? It will add up to the value. It will add up to the value, right? Human capital, the experience, skills also adds up to the wealth, adds up to the value, right? So they have to be valued. Don't think, the people, I'm paying much and so I can introduce freshers into your process, into your institution, right? The experience, the skill gained, right, is an important asset to the institution, an important wealth to the institution, right? And the reputation, right? In fact, people would say Rockefeller, right, actually met the downfall because of the loss of reputation on him, right? So reputation of the institution, right, is very much valued, right? That also contributes to the value creation, right? Technology, right? Not just that, right? All the institutional values, right, also adds up to the wealth creation, right? Information, right? All those things are now in the discussion of economics, right? People have measured, have given concepts to measure the contribution of those factors into the value chain process, right? In the value creation process, right? So you have to have a great grinding, and actually you have to have the great understanding about these concepts, right? In the modern concepts, right? So this will really will broaden your perspective. It is not just about increasing the sale, right? It is not just about increasing the sales, revenue, reducing the cost, productivity, market share, right? Sharing to share value of the shares, right? It is not just that, right? You have to think beyond those narrow confines, right? The business decisions are not just confined to these things, right? I just want to give you some few examples, right? For example, Microsoft. Just I was reading through the decisions of the important decisions of Bill Gates, right? He saw an opportunity in licensing the softwares. Before that, there was no concept of licensing, right? There was no outright selling, right? In fact, till his time, people were selling their, they'll the techies will create some software, and they'll sell to the buyers, right? The prospective buyers, right? The Microsoft has perfected the art of licensing. In fact, he copied, right? Actually, in fact, this is the man who was very good at translating the machine language into higher languages, right? So that's how he entered that business, right? When first IBM approached Gates, right, for some OS operating system. In fact, he bought from somebody and actually redesigned to the needs of IBM computers, right? In fact, some company, right? I actually forgot the name. Seattle, some company, SCP like, right? Actually, there was a company. He bought that QDOS. QDOS is a OS, they were trading with. He took the QDOS and refurbished and sold it as MS-DOS, right? So he just refurbished, and he licensed to IBM. In fact, he bought it for $50,000, right? Licensed to IBM for $25,000, right? So in fact, a lot of companies bought, in fact, approached Microsoft. He tried to customize his DOS to the needs of all the different buyers, right? In fact, he earned money from it. So licensing, right? He saw a different world, because he was visualizing licensing has got greater scope than the usual things. Right? Second example was Facebook. How when Facebook in fact first was Yahoo was trying to buy Facebook, right? In fact, Yahoo approached Zuckerberg, right, and offered $1 billion, right? In fact, at that time, Facebook was earning about 200 million, right? In fact, he was offering 50 times, right, what these people are earning. But Zuckerberg refused to give his company, right? He saw, again, the important thing was, he saw an opportunity in social media, right? Social media, right? What is that thing he was telling? He was, seeing the advertisement opportunity in the social media, right? People are sharing and discussing about personal things, right? He was trying to pitch the advertisements to the needs, right? To the interests of the people who are collaborating or conversing, right? The targeted advertisements. Actually, advertisements are earlier was very general advertisements, right? He perfected the art of targeted advertisements. Even today, right? Facebook is earning a lot of money in that, right? As of now, actually this quarter they were earning about 90 billion, right? So it was a huge money, right? So he saw an opportunity in this one. The management style of it, actually, that is also very much we have to see, right? In fact, there was a competitor to Facebook. You know what? MySpace, right? In fact, MySpace was more corporatized than Zuckerberg's Facebook, right? So MySpace was more corporate kind of thing. Board room decisions are very common, right? But this fellows, right, they call it white space board, white board style of management, right? There is no fixed kind of management rules here, right? Experts, the dedicated people will come together and will try to reflect on each and every developments, and they'll try to pitch their product according to the everyday development, right? There is no long-term plans, right? Big error-free, zero error decisions. They'll always try to learn from errors, right? So there is completely different kind of style, right? This is a business decision, right? Another good thing about a good example is Google, right? Google, and again first when they were trying, Larry and Brill was both were introducing their algorithm, the search algorithm, right? In fact, again they approached. In fact, they approached Yahoo, right, to sell their product, right? Yahoo was not agreeing to their selling, right? In fact, they refused to buy it. What happened was got into, right, the techno field, right? So what I'm trying to say here is, right, everywhere there are some opportunities. In fact, the product they brought was bringing wealth to all, bringing wealth to all, right? In fact, very recently, actually, in fact, that was one reason for accepting this offer, right? Actually, in fact, we are more into the corporate decision making of late. In fact, we are in fact giving consultancy to one big exporter, right, in the jasmine extraction, right, business, right? That company came up to us and sought our help, right? I'll just narrate what that market is about, right? In fact, that market, just take. In a market in Sonam, actually it's a very simple thing. Jasmine markets are usually they will go for wholesale buys, right? The company that tries to extract flower extracts, right? They try to buy things from the market straight, right? Wholesale market. They want to know, they will buy in bulk, right? The bulk purchase they will make. So they'll go straight to the market and get hold of one trader there, wholesaler, and they'll buy, right? அவங்களுக்கு என்ன பிரச்சனைன்னு சொன்னால், ஹோல்சேல் மார்க்கெட்டு ஃப்ளவர் மார்க்கெட் எல்லாமே பயங்கரமாக ஃப்ளக்சுவேட் ஆகும், ரைட்? மொத்தம் ஒரு 80 முகூர்த்த நாள் சொல்கிறாங்க, ரைட்? அந்த 80 முகூர்த்த நாள் தவிர, ரைட், மற்ற நாளெல்லாம் பூக்கு தேவையே அவ்வளோ இருக்காது, ரைட்? அப்போ நார்மலாக இருக்கும். அந்த 80 டேஸ் மட்டும் கொஞ்சம் டிமாண்ட் பயங்கரமாக இருக்கும். அப்போ ரேட்ஸ் அந்த பீரியடில் ரொம்ப அதிகமாக இருக்கும். மற்ற நேரத்தில் அது ஃப்ளாட்டாக கீழே போயிடும், ரைட்? ஆனால் பூ நம்ம நிப்பாட்ட முடியாது இல்லையா? நம்ம நீ இன்னும் 10 நாள் கழிச்சு பூர்லாம் சொல்ல முடியாது, ரைட்? அது எவ்ரிடே தட் வில் பி கிவிங் ஃப்ளவர், ரைட்? ஸோ அப்போ என்ன நடக்கும்னு சொன்னால், ஃப்ளவர் வில் கோ வேஸ்ட் மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் த டைம், ரைட்? அந்த டைமில் ஃபுல்லாக என்ன இருக்கும் சொன்னால் ப்ரைஸ் வில் கோ லோ, ரைட்? அதில் அந்த பீரியடில் என்ன நடக்குதுன்னா, இன்னொரு பிரச்சனை என்ன சொன்னாங்கன்னு சொன்னால், ஒரு நாள் ரேட் இப்போ பல்க் பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்ண உடனே என்ன ஆகும்னு சொன்னால், அன்னைக்கு ரேட்டு கூடும், ரைட்? அப்போ ஒரு 2 நாள் அதிகமாக பூ கொடுப்பாங்க. அப்போ அந்த கட்டுப்படியாகிற ரேட்டில் உங்களுக்கு இது சேல்ஸ் அதிகமாக, அதாவது ப்ரொடக்ஷன் அதிகமாக இருக்கும். அடுத்த நாள் என்ன ஆகும்னு சொன்னால், இவங்க ரேட்டை கொஞ்சம் அடித்து வாங்கினாங்கன்னு சொன்னால், எனக்கு பூ வேண்டான்னு சொன்னாங்கன்னு வச்சுக்குவோம். அப்போ ரேட்டு கொஞ்சம் கம்மியாக வரும். கம்மியான ரேட்டுக்கு அடித்து வாங்கலாம். அவங்க அடித்து வாங்கும்போது என்ன பிரச்சனை வரும்னு சொன்னால், இப்போ ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் காஸ்ட் ஆஃப் ப்ரொடக்ஷன் வந்து வந்து ஒரு 50 rupees ஆகுதுன்னு வச்சுக்குவோம், ரைட்? இவங்க வந்து வந்து எப்படினாலும் வேஸ்ட்டாக தானே போகுதுன்னு சொல்லி அடித்து வாங்கினாங்கன்னு சொன்னால் இவங்க 20 ரூபாய்க்கு வாங்கலாம், 10 ரூபாய்க்கு வாங்கலாம், ஏன்னா பல்க் பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க. ஆனால் 10 ரூபாய்க்கு வாங்கினா அடுத்த நாள் என்ன ஆகும்னு சொன்னால் 50 ரூபா செலவாகுது அந்த பூ பறிக்கிறதுக்கே. நான் 10 ரூபா எனக்கு ரேட்டில் கிடைக்குன்னு சொன்னால் அவங்க என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, பூவை பறிக்காமல் விட்டுருவாங்க. அப்போ என்ன வந்து அடுத்து என்ன ஆகும்னு சொன்னால் ஒரு 2 வாரத்துக்கு என்ன வந்து பூ போட மாட்டாங்க. அப்போ என்ன ஆகும், திருப்பி ரேட் என்ன வந்து கூடும், ரைட்? ஏன்னா ரேட் வந்து அதிகமாக கொடுத்தா தான் எனக்கு வந்து பர்ச்சேஸ் ஆகணும். அந்த மாதிரி வந்து உங்களுக்கு வந்து நான் ரேட்டை கூட்டுவேன். அப்புறம் பர்ச்சேஸ் ஸ்டெபிலைஸ் ஆனோடனே திருப்பி நான் வந்து பார்கெயின் பண்ணுவேன். அப்போ இந்த மாதிரி வந்து ஒரு ஃப்ளக்சுவேட்டிங் சுச்சுவேஷன், ஒரு அன்சர்டனிட்டி வாஸ் கிரியேட்டட் இந்த மார்க்கெட், ரைட்? ஸோ அது வந்து ஒரு பெரிய ப்ராப்ளம், ரைட்? இதில் என்ன ப்ராப்ளம்னு சொன்னால் அன்சர்டனிட்டி இருக்கிறதுனால உங்களுக்கு வந்து சப்ளை வந்து இர்ரெகுலராக இருக்கும். ஒரு நாள் வந்து 100 கிலோ இருக்கும், அடுத்த நாள் வந்து 50 கிலோ இருக்கும், அடுத்த நாள் வந்து 200 கிலோ போகும். இந்த மாதிரி ஃப்ளக்சுவேட் ஆகிட்டே போகும். இதில் என்னென்ன பிரச்சனை வருது, ஒன்று வந்து ஃபார்மருக்கு வந்து இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இல்லாமல் போயிடுது, ரைட்? ஹி ஓன்ட் பை பாதர், ரேட்டை பார்த்துட்டு பாரு, என்னைக்கு ரேட்டு கொடுத்தோம், இன்றைக்கி கூடியிருக்குன்னு சொன்னால் அவர் நாளைக்கு தான் அந்த இது வந்து இது பண்ணுவார். இவருக்கு பர்ச்சேஸருக்கு வந்து என்ன பிரச்சனை, இன்னைக்கு எவ்வளவு கிலோ கிடைக்கும்ன்றது தெரியாது அவருக்கு, ரைட்? ஹி ஓன்ட் நோ, ரைட், வென் ஹி வுட் கெட் the quantity he would get, right? What quantity he would get, right? அப்போ இவரால் பிளான் பண்ண முடியாது. ஏன்னா வந்து பாய்லருக்கு வந்து 100 கிலோ தேவைப்படும், ரைட்? 50 கிலோ வச்சு சொன்னால் 50 கிலோ வச்சு பாய்லரில் போட முடியாது. அப்போ அவருக்கு என்ன பிரச்சனை வருது, ஒரு கமிட்மெண்ட் பண்ண முடியல, எத்தனை பேரை கூப்பிடணும், எத்தனை பாய்லரை ரன் பண்ணணும், இந்த டெசிஷன்ஸ் அவரால் எடுக்க முடியாது. இதோட இம்ப்ளிகேஷன் என்னவா இருக்கும், அடுத்து இவர் கமிட் பண்ண முடியாது. யாரோ ஒருத்தர் வந்து ஒருத்தர் வாங்கணும்னு நினைக்கிறாரு, எக்ஸ்ட்ராக்ஸ் வாங்கணும்னு நினைக்கிறாரு, ஒரு லாரியால் கம்பெனின்னு ஒன்று இருக்குது, இல்லாட்டி வந்து ஒரு பெரிய பர்ச்சேசர் இவங்களை அப்ரோச் பண்ணுறாங்கன்னு சொன்னால் எவ்வளவு அவங்களால ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ண முடியும்னு சொல்லி அவங்களால டெஃபினட்டாக சொல்ல முடியாது. ஸோ தேர் கனாட் பி எனி டெசிஷன், ரைட், பாசிபிள் பை த சப்ளையர், ரைட்? அப்போ ஒரு பெரிய வேக்கூம் கிரியேட் ஆச்சு, ரைட்? இதில் வந்து இந்த பிரச்சனை வந்து எப்படி சால்வ் பண்ணணும்னு என்கிட்ட வந்தாங்க, ரைட்? வி டோல்ட் தம், ரைட், we can try one, right, minimum support price idea, right? So in fact அதை தான் வந்து நிறையா ஆடிட்டர்ஸும் அவங்களுக்கு வந்து அட்வைஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கிறாங்க. based on that we try to do that. இப்போ நாங்கள் என்ன பண்ணோம்னா we just did a survey, right, cost of production survey. இது கவர்மெண்ட் எப்பயுமே பண்ணுறது தான், நெல்லுக்கு மற்றபடி வந்து select products வந்து government is now already doing, right? We did the same for the jasmine products, ரைட்? இப்போ என்ன ஆச்சுன்னு சொன்னால் வி எஸ்டிமேட்டட் த காஸ்ட் ஆஃப் ப்ரொடக்ஷன், ரைட்? எவ்வளவு பொருளை வந்து உற்பத்தி பண்ணுறதுக்காகுது, எவ்வளவு அந்த பூவை எடுக்கிறதுக்காகுதுன்னு சொல்லி நினச்சா வந்து வி ஜஸ்ட் ஃபிக்ஸ் த ப்ரைஸ். இப்போ என்ன ஆயிடுச்சுன்னு சொன்னால் அந்த ஃபிக்ஸ்டு ப்ரைஸில் நவ் வி ஆடட் த எக்ஸ்ட்ரா மார்ஜின் ஆல்சோ, ஒரு 10% 20% மார்ஜின் ஆட் பண்ணி நவ் த ப்ரைஸ் வாஸ் ஃபிக்ஸ்ட் in advance. ஒவ்வொரு வருஷமும் வந்து they will அந்த சீசன் ஆரம்பிக்கிறதுக்கு முன்னால் they will say this is the price we will take your product. open-ended contract, open-ended contractனா என்னது, மினிமம் இவ்வளோ ரேட்டு, இந்த ரேட் இருந்துச்சுன்னா நீங்கள் வந்து என்கிட்ட கொடுங்க, இல்லைன்னா நீங்கள் வச்சுக்கோங்க, நீங்கள் இல்லாட்டி வேறு யாருக்காவது விற்க முடிஞ்சால் விற்றுக்குங்க. இது எப்படி ஆப்ரேட் ஆகுதுன்னு சொன்னால் இந்த மினிமம் சப்போர்ட் ப்ரைஸு விட அதிகமான ரேட் வந்து எப்போ வரும்னா எப்பப்போ முகூர்த்தம் வருதோ அப்போ ஃபுல்லாக வந்து உங்களுக்கு வந்து மினிமம் ரேட்டை விட அதிகமாக போகும். அப்போ அவங்க வந்து முகூர்த்த நாட்களில் ஃபுல்லாக வெளியில் போட்டுக்கலாம், மற்ற நாட்களில் வந்து தே வில் கிவ் அ சப்போர்ட் ப்ரைஸ், ஒரு மினிமம் ப்ரைஸ் ஆஃபர் பண்ணுவாங்க, ஒரு கான்ட்ராக்ட் ப்ரைஸ். இப்போ என்ன நடக்குதுன்னு சொன்னால் மினிமம் ப்ரைஸ் வந்து காஸ்ட் ஆஃப் ப்ரொடக்ஷனோட அதிகமாக இருக்கிறதுனால தே ஆர் மோர் வில்லிங் டு கிவ் தேர் ப்ராடியூஸ். அந்த கம்பெனிக்கு வந்து நான் இப்போ சப்ளை பண்ணுறதுக்கு ரெகுலர் ஆயிடுச்சு. இப்போ அவங்களுக்கு என்னன்னு சொன்னால் அந்த நம்பர் ஆஃப் ஃபார்மர்ஸோட எண்ணிக்கை, அந்த கான்ட்ராக்டுக்குள்ளே வர ஃபார்மர்ஸோட எண்ணிக்கை வந்து இப்போ கூட்டிகிட்டே இருக்குது. அப்போ வெரி ஃபிக்ஸட், ஆக்சுவலாக இப்போ இந்த இன்னைக்கு டேக்கு எவ்வளோ கிலோ வரும்ன்றதை அவங்களால டிசைட் பண்ண முடியும், இல்லாட்டி நாளைக்கு எத்தனை கிலோ வரப்போகுதுன்றதை ஓரளவுக்கு என்ன அவங்களால சொல்ல முடியும். ஒரு 50 கிலோ 100 கிலோக்குள்ள வித்தியாசம் இருக்கும், ரைட்? தே ஆர் வெரி சர்டன் அபவுட் த சப்ளைஸ். அது நேச்சுரலாக போனோடனே என்ன ஆகுதுன்னு சொன்னால் அவங்களோட எஃபிஷியன்சி ஆஃப் த அந்த ஃபேக்ட்ரி வந்து இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆயிருக்கு, ரைட்? எஃபிஷியன்சி ஆஃப் த ஃபேக்ட்ரி மட்டும் இல்லை, அவங்களால இப்போ வந்து எக்ஸ்போர்ட் ஆர்டர்ஸை அதை ஜஸ்டிஃபை பண்ண முடியுது, ரைட்? இப்போ ஜஸ்டிஃபை பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் த ப்ரைஸ் இஸ் அக்ரியபிள் டு போத் பார்ட்டிஸ், போத் கெட் பெனிஃபிட்டட், ரைட்? இப்போ என்னன்னு சொன்னால் சப்ளை ஸ்டெபிலைஸ் ஆயிடுச்சு, ப்ராஃபிட் இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆயிடுச்சு, ரைட்? ஃபேக்ட்ரியோட ப்ரொடக்ஷன்ஸ் வந்து இப்போ நமக்கு வந்து ஆப்டிமமாக ஓடிட்டு இருக்குது. அப்போ எல்லா சைட்லையும் என்ன வந்து தேவர் ஏபிள் டு மேக் ப்ராஃபிட் போத் சைட்ஸ். இப்போ என்ன சொல்கிறாங்கன்னு சொன்னால், இப்போ வந்து என்ன ஒரு கிலோவுக்கு வந்து they are fixing the price at 200 rupees, right? The farmers are benefited, right? Fixed employment, right? Employees also benefited, right? Everybody got benefited, right? So business decision இன்றது இவ்வளவுதான், right? Win-win situation, right? Long term solution, right? So அப்போ இது வந்து ஒரு எக்கனாமிக் இதோட நம்ம மிக்ஸ் பண்ண வேண்டியிருக்கும். ஆக்சுவலாக எக்கனாமிக் கோல்ஸோட நம்ம மிக்ஸ் பண்ண வேண்டியிருக்கும், ரைட்? இட் ஷுட் நாட் பி நேரோ, right? Disciplining the worker, right? And constraining the resources, அதெல்லாம் இல்லை, right? It can be generous and it will work out for all the parties, right? So economic decisions வந்து எடுக்கும் பொழுது, business decisions economic decisions நம்ம வந்து visualize பண்ணும் பொழுது, right? Naturally the business is gaining in the long run, right? So in fact நீங்க வந்து you have to study economics, right? Where will you get the interest from? Right? Actually, in fact, economics and புது சப்ஜெக்டாக இருக்கும். நிறைய பேர் வந்து எக்கனாமிக்ஸ் படிச்சிருக்காட்டி, right? What I would suggest to is, right, just read through the financial newspapers, right? Especially, right, நம்மளுக்கு வந்து புதுசாக நீங்கள் படிக்கணும்னு கூட தேவையில்ல, அப்பப்போ உள்ள லேட்டஸ்ட் டெவலப்மெண்ட்ஸ். இப்போ இந்த தடவை தெரியுமா, ஆக்சுவலாக இப்போ இந்த தடவை வந்து நோபல் ப்ரைஸ், ரைட், வாஸ் given to 3 people, right? Bernanke, right? And Douglas, right? And Douglas Diamond and Philip Dybvig, right? 3 people. 3 பேருமே bankers. 3 பேருமே bankers. Very closely linked to banking crisis. And the banking crisis ஓட எக்ஸ்டென்ஷன் என்னவா இருக்கும், ரைட்? எக்கனாமிக் கிரைசிஸ். பேங்கிங் கிரைசிஸோட எக்ஸ்டென்ஷன் வந்து எக்கனாமிக் கிரைசிஸ். எப்படி வந்து பேங்கிங் கிரைசிஸும் எக்கனாமிக் கிரைசிஸும் இன்டர்லிங்க்டு, ரைட்? அது எப்படி ஜெனரேட் ஆகுது? ஏன்னா கான்டெக்ஸ்ட் இருக்குது. நீங்கள் அதான் சொல்கிறேன், எக்கனாமிக்ஸ் நீங்கள் படிக்கும்போது அதோட கான்டெக்ஸ்ட் என்ன, ரைட்? நவ் யூ வில் கெட் டு நோ வாட் இஸ் திஸ் ஃபினான்ஷியல் கிரைசிஸ் ஆஃப் US, ரைட்? அண்ட் த பபிள்ஸ், ரைட்? அந்த பிரைம் சொல்யூஷன். த தேர்ட் ஒன் இஸ் பெர்னாங்கி, ரைட்? ஸோ நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னு சொன்னால் எக்கனாமிக்ஸ்ன்றது வந்து ஒரு பெரிய இதெல்லாம் கிடையாது, ஆக்சுவலாக தனியாக ஃபீல்டெல்லாம் கிடையாது, ரைட்? ரொம்ப ஆர்டினரி உங்களோட எவ்ரிடே ப்ராப்ளத்தோட ஜஸ்ட் அன் எக்ஸ்டென்ஷன், ரைட்? யூல் கெட் டு நோ ஆஃப் லாட் ஆஃப் திங்ஸ், ரைட்? ஃபிக்ஸ்ட் இன் பிளேஸ், ரைட்? எக்கனாமிக்ஸ் ஃபுல்லாக தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும்னு அவசியம் கிடையாது. ஜஸ்ட் நோ நீங்கள் வந்து நிறையா ஃபினான்ஷியல் ஜேர்னல்ஸ் நீங்கள் வாசிக்க ஆரம்பிக்கலாம். Get to know of the developments in economics, right? Lot of things are very much required for you people to make big decisions, right? Big decisions ன்றது வந்து ரொம்ப ஒரு ஒன் டைம் டெசிஷன்ஸ்லாம் கிடையாது. அது வந்து you have to make it a culture, right? To understand, right, how things are going on. ஏன்னா நான் ஏற்கனவே சொல்லியிருக்கிறேன், எக்கனாமிக்ஸ்ன்றது வந்து gives perspective to your business, right? Get to know of it, right? Actually, if I've got any doubt or any queries, I'll try to make it. In fact, இப்போ பார்த்தீங்கன்னா MBS become an economist, right? ரெண்டு பேரும் நோட் பண்ணணும்னு சொன்னால் வந்து PTR is the present finance minister is an MBA, right? From Sloan School, right? Actually, it's a very famous business school, right? He is a good economist, right? Actually, of course, he is managing the fiscal matters of the state. And another important MBA is Raghuram Rajan. He is again another MBA, right? They have made themselves into a good economist, right? In fact, you also can make into a good economist, making good economic decisions, right? Thank you so much. There are questions கேட்கலாம், actually I can answer. Okay, thank you for the opportunity. I must thank all involved in this. I must thank the principal, vice principal, and dean academics, and Dr. Subramaniam, right? In fact, I must thank him for all this help.
Thank you, sir. Now, session 3 will be on the topic, is India ready from a cashless economy? Now, I would like to invite Mr. Nagasuriya from 2nd MBA to introduce the guest speaker.
Good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So thank you very much, Professor Abraham, Professor Subramaniam, and all my colleagues and friends. So
Sir, excuse
today
me,
I
sir.
have been requested
Sir, hello, sir.
to
1 second, sir. We have a
uh,
little introduction about you, sir.
just a second. Let me share my PPT.
Dr. Gaurav Srikanth.
So is the screen visible?
Hello. Sir, 1 minute, sir.
Oh, okay. So shall I start it?
Sir, I am audible, sir.
Okay. Uh,
Sir, 1 minute, sir. Dr. Gaurav Srikanth has completed his Master of Business Administration at the Guru Jambeshwar University of Science and Technology, Hisar, and he did his PhD at Amity University. He started his career as a lecturer in DAV Institute of Management, Faridabad, and then joined as an economic information officer at the Center for Monitoring the Indian Economy, CMIE. Currently, he is working as an assistant professor at the Amity School of Medicine. With this short note, we welcome you, sir.
Thank you very much, my dear colleagues and friends. So today, I would like to present on the topic, is India ready for a cashless economy? I hope I'm audible and the screen is visible to all of you. Hello. Yes. Am I audible and is the screen okay? So the answer, is India ready for a cashless economy? The answer is it is partly yes. India is trending towards cashless, but cash still is the king. We are fast evolving digital payments. We have over the years. Since 2010, uh, this digital payment systems has gathered momentum. We have got RTGS, NEFT, net banking, UPI, IMPS, NACH, NETC, BPPS, and the other modes of digital payments also. RTGS, as the acronym stands, RTGS is real-time gross settlement. This is a system where the processing of funds instruction takes place at the time they are received in real time. It is the fastest possible interbank money transfer facility available through secure banking channels in India. RTGS is primarily for large value remittances. The minimum amount to be remitted through RTGS is 2 lakh rupees. The facility is also available through online mode for all internet banking customers. So we also have NEFT, and as you all know, the acronym stands for National Electronic Funds Transfer. So these are different modes of digital payment systems in India. Under NEFT, the funds gets transferred from one bank account to another through the RBI's NEFT service and the banking network in India. And this system of fund transfer operates through a deferred net settlement basis. And presently, NEFT operates in half-hourly batches from 8 a.m. in the morning till 7 p.m. on all days except second and fourth Saturday and Sundays and the holidays. UPI Unified Payments Interface is a system that embeds multiple bank accounts into a single mobile application, and this has become very very popular. Phone Pay, Paytm, Google Pay, etc., and it is becoming popular also. It merges several banking features. It allows seamless fund routing and merchant payments, caters to peer to peer, peer to merchant, push pull requests. So it was launched in India in April 2016. These are a few other features. I think everybody knows about it. So let us, little bit go through the next one. IMPS, Immediate Payment Service. This provides instant fund transfer 24 by 7. It's an interbank electronic transfer, fund transfer service that could be accessed on multiple channels like mobile, internet, ATM. And this facility is provided by NPCI, National Payments Corporation of India. Now, little bit about the growing digital payment system in India.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
I see this icon to share it, but okay, is it now visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now visible, sir.
It's now visible. So I was asking, shall I continue? I was not. I was under the impression that it was visible. So some glitch was there at my end. So shall I continue from the beginning, or I can continue further?
You can continue where we stopped, sir. You can
Okay,
continue.
okay, done. See, I spoke about different types of digital payment systems in India: RTGS, NEFT, UPI, IMPS, NACH, NETC, BP, Bharat Bill Payment Service. So this all everybody knows about it. Then I was here growing digital payment systems in India. See, the digital transactions in India has been continuously growing across various payment modes. And these are the few figures that I've taken from the RBI month month wise. So this is value in crores. So you can see it is growing, and every month it is growing. It is more than it was. This is the graph. So all India UPI value in rupees crore. So you can see it is continuously it is growing, and in volume also it is growing. Both value and volume it's growing. These figures have been collected from RBI and NPCI. Now, for the different payment systems, these are the figures for the month of September. These are the growth rates. And if you can see, the growth rate of the UPI has been very, very impressive. On a strong base, monthly, September 21, it was the growth rate was 103%. But in September 22, it was 85.5% in the UPI segment. In the volume and in the value also, you can see the impressive growth rate. So the maximum growth rate has been recorded in the UPI mode in the digital payment systems in India. And in all other systems also, payment systems, RTGS, NEFT, the growth rates are impressive. These are the latest figures for the September month. Now growing, there has been a meteoric rise in the UPI payments. Peer to merchant payments, they soared 112% volume and 103% value in September 2022. Peer to peer segment, if one person is paying to the other person, that is peer to peer. This segment also, the payments grew by 63% both in volume and value in the month of September 2022. And the bulk of the peer to merchant or peer to peer volumes is in the 0 to 500 band, transaction band. And followed by 500 to 2000 rupees slab. And this the BBPS, Bharat Bill Payments System, also this platform also is becoming quite popular now in India, and the growth has been very good. You can see here the growth rates for the September was 26.8%, based on a very high base of 206.7 September 21. So these are the transaction-wise composition of UPI in India. So this proves that digitization is growing popularity in India.
गौरव गौरव
Yes, sir.
अरे आगे बढ़ो भाई स्लाइड तो आगे बढ़ो
Slide is not going.
नहीं 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 10 वाला स्लाइड है अभी 10 वाला स्लाइड 10 नंबर का स्लाइड है अभी
Just a second.
ग्रोइंग डिजिटल पेमेंट सिस्टम है ना वहीं पे आगे बढ़ो भाई
10th slide.
हाँ जी उसके बाद आगे बढ़ो आगे बढ़ो
Just allow me to see. Now I've changed the slide. Is that is that changed?
नहीं भाई वो ग्रोइंग डिजिटल पेमेंट सिस्टम वही है स्लाइड click on the next slide click on the next slide click on the next
Okay, this one. So now the next one has come, 11th one.
11 नंबर अभी 11 नंबर अभी 11
Is the 11th number now visible, sir?
ऑल इंडिया यूपीआई वैल्यू का
Exactly. This is 11th.
हाँ सही है अभी आगे बढ़ो
This one, 12th.
Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. It's on. Yes, sir. It is visible now, sir.
This one, 12th is visible. The chart, All India UPI value.
Yes, sir. It is visible, sir.
It's visible.
Yes, sir.
Perfectly fine. So this chart shows the growing All India UPI value in rupee crores. So every month you can see from January 2022 till October, it is regularly continuously it's growing. And these are the volumes. In volumes also, it is growing. Uh, and this is for the different payment systems indicators, the growth rates, the YOY growth rates for September 22 and 21. So this again is impressive. Here, the important point is for in the UPI, you could see in the UPI system, the growth rate has been the most impressive. Um, in the month of September, for the in the value as well as in the volume, 85.5% and 70%, more than 70%. Yes. In this next slide, the important point is most of the in both the peer to merchant as well as the peer to peer segment. Uh, the most popular transaction band is 0 to 500, and followed by 500 to 2000 band. Um, is the slides now visible, sir? I'm
Yes,
changing
sir.
the slides. I hope the slides are now visible.
Yeah, visible, sir.
Okay. So um, now the important question is digital payment systems are they're growing, the popularity is growing, but cash still remains uh, the preferred choice for many and so uh, this data we have taken from again from RBI, and this is the year wise GDP and the currency in circulation. So you can see last 10 years. So you can see GDP, this is GDP current prices. So GDP current prices is growing. And the currency in circulation, that is also, it's growing. And the currency to GDP ratio, that again, if you see, this is the, we have made a graph which shows this if you could see this is the growth rates. So here the growth rates of GDP is in blue color, this bar, and the orange color bar is the growth rate in the currency. So you can see for the years, you many years, this the growth in currency has outpaced the growth. So that shows still currency is in demand in our country. And the percentage of this is currency to GDP ratio. Currency to GDP ratio, uh, from 1968 to 1968 to 2000, it was below 10%. But in the recent years, it is growing. And for the last 2 years, it has record levels. It has touched the record levels, 14.4% and 13.2% for the last 2 years, currency to GDP ratio. So this again is a is something that tries to indicate the demand for currency, hard cash. Some reasons, latest recent document, half of the population, the internet access is not, and they're not digitally literate. So that results into this segment of population prefers to trade in cash. And this is the informal sector, or the blue collar workforce of the country. And in the small, in this slide, the last point, people need, people there is a tendency to hold cash. So because of inflation factor. So this is again causing, creating a demand for currency. And post pandemic, the recovery has been, it is observed that the recovery has been K-shaped. K-shaped recovery, I hope, as you know, there is a one group of, in the economy of, the large companies, or the technology companies, or the high net worth individuals, who 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 are growing fast. But for the small businessmen, or for the cyclicals, or for the poor, or the unorganized sector, the post pandemic, the recovery has been, it is missing. And it is this segment that still trades on cash. So the conclusion is growth in digital transactions, of course, is resulting, is happening in our country. And thanks to the UPI revolution. And but still cash continues to hold its ground and charm in our country. And with the digital inclusion and literacy, and the demographic, and the technological transformation that is bound to happen in our country, as our country progresses. So more digitization, digital payments, it would become stronger in the times to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
I'm I'm sorry. I'm sorry, because of this. Many times I was not able to, there was a disconnection, or so. Yes, please. Any questions, please?
Gaurav, thank you. Thank you for the wonderful session, highly informative. Still, one more speaker is there, and after that, we'll take the question session, right? Thank you.
Okay, okay. Thanks very much.
Dr. C. Muttaraja sir has completed his bachelor's in BA Economics and master's in MA Economics at the American College, Madurai, and completed his MPhil Economics and PhD Economics at Madurai Kamaraja University. And his field of specialization in teaching is Indian economic, international economic journalism, and environment economic. And business specialization in gender studies, labor economics with years of professional experience. He is currently working as associate professor and head PG research in the Department of Economics at American College, Madrid. With a short note, we welcome you, sir. Over to you, sir.
I don't know who coined this title. நான் பேசுறதுக்கு முன்னாடி உடனே ஒன்று செய்வோமா? எல்லாரும் எந்திரிச்சு நின்று நம்ம டைரக்டர் சாருக்கு ஒரு கைதட்டு கொடுக்கலான்னு நினைக்கிறேன். எல்லாரும் எந்திரிச்சு நின்று. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Please sit down. Please sit down. ரெண்டு காரணத்துக்காக உங்களுக்கு நான் சொல்லியிருக்கேன். ஒன்று, 2 மணி நேரமாக உட்காந்துருக்கீங்க, பிளட் சர்க்குலேஷன் கொஞ்சம் ப்ராப்ளமாக இருக்கும். ஏன்னா என்னை பார்க்குறப்ப ஸ்பெஷலி தேங்க் my mentor, Dr. Lachimadi sir, for making me to present in many forums at national level. Really, I think this is the fifth time visiting and using this platform at our RL Institute. And a special thanks to the RLIMS faculty, particularly management and students. ஏன்னா எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு நீங்கள் காலையில் 9 மணிக்கு வந்திருப்பீங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். மணி 8 மணிக்கு 7 மணிக்கு குட். உங்களுக்காக எல்லாரும் சேர்ந்து ஒரு கைதட்டு கொடுக்கலான்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஏன்னா why I am saying this is without student support, it's very difficult to run an institution, any university or college, anything. And my dear friends, please try to understand the entire program is not for the faculty, not for the management, only for the students group. And I'm registering a special thanks to the friends who met in the morning in different locations. I think I must salute the students' energy and power of RL Institute, because I think my friend is from Chekkanam. He is also sitting in the audience. Your name, please? Yeah, he is accompanying with me, and we spend few minutes in the laboratory and other things. Beyond infrastructure, the individual development, particularly personal development. அதுக்கடுத்து டாக்டர் புஷ்பராஜ் அருமையாக சொன்னாங்க, இட் இஸ் அ வெல்த் ஆஃப் நேஷன்ஸ், வெல்த் ஆஃப் குளோப். இன்றைக்கு அதை விட முக்கியமான பிரச்சனையை அமித் யூனிவர்சிட்டி ப்ரொஃபஸர் பேசினார். வெதர் ரியலி வி ஆர் கோயிங் ஃபார் டிஜிட்டல் வே அண்ட் கேஷ்லெஸ் வே. அவர் சொல்கிற பாயிண்ட்டை கவனிச்சிங்கன்னா இல்லைன்று. லாஸ்ட் 10 decades the cash flow is increasing. ஃபைலில் வெளியில் வீடியோ 1 இதை மினிமைஸ் பண்ணுங்கப்பா. பிபிடிலேருந்து வெளியில் வாங்க, மினிமைஸ் பண்ணுங்க. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் சிசி போடுங்க. ப்ளீஸ் லிசன். லைட் ஆஃப் பண்ணிக்கங்க. ப்ளீஸ் லிசன். This movie will talks about what is climate change.
Disaster.
You can understand because it's more of reading 300 to 400
greatest threat in thousands of years.
Please closely watch this short movie.
If we don't take action, the collapse of our civilizations and the extinction of much of the natural world is on the horizon. The world's people have spoken. Their message is clear. Time is running out.
The amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere now is 50% higher than it was in 1900. And not only are we piling in more and more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, but we are chopping down the forests of the earth at a great rate. And the forests themselves are the most efficient consumers of carbon dioxide that there are on Earth. We're going to talk about the greenhouse effect. We're talking about something that affects the entire Earth. And these problems are life and death problems. They go to the root of the viability of the planet itself.
Yeah, friends, எனக்கு கைதட்டாதீங்க, அந்த மூவி எடுத்தவங்க கைதட்டு காணாமல் போகுது. -2 -20 ஆகுது, 20 degree 40 degree ஆகுது. That means in the long run the climate is changing in terms of many factors. Okay, I think there are many books on climate change, but this short movie talks about what is climate change. We as a student of economics or management studies must understand what is climate change. Please, slide please. Yeah, second one. Yeah, third one please. Yeah, please look at this picture. The danger of climate change is explained to future generations. It was good for the economy. This picture talks about the seriousness of climate change. படம் தெரியுதா உங்களுக்கு? It's not clear. One is about ugly face, another one is about not living things, non-living things. So we are moving towards a danger world, from green life to brown life, from green economics to brown economics. This is what a climate change and economy. Slide number 3, next one. Yeah, what is climate change? The movie explains. Don't look at the slide set, because I think it is available here. You can, anybody wants to get PPT, please get it from here. Because of a limited time and lunch time, I am skipping a few slides, because open to all, you can get it out. Next one, please. Yeah, the climate change has various effects. Particularly the title is affects economic activity, but it has about positive as well as negative effect. In terms of positive effect, many things are available, and many countries are going for carbon trading and other things. But in terms of negative effect, very serious effects on agriculture, effects on consumer culture, effects on production, effects on decisions, management decisions, effects on technology. Okay, so many things are you must learn as a student of management studies, as a student of economics. Few things I must repeat here. Point number 1, please look at the point number. It is a very, very dangerous and greatest danger in the world through climate change. Okay, and maybe by way of looking at the last one, fourth one, the negative impact on human health and productivity, and affect sectors such as agriculture, forestry, fisheries and tourism. Many things are available, even though some points are repetitive, but we must understand. So how it has a negative effects? Shall we watch another short movie, please? Second one. கொஞ்சம் எல்லாரும் எந்திரிச்சு உட்காந்துட்டீங்களா? Yeah, thank you, please.
Are we underestimating the impact of climate change on global stability? What could be the ripple effects on the global economy if a country with deep global ties is hit by a large climate shock? And what can we do about it? My name is Tian Xiaozheng. I'm an economist in the IMF Strategy, Policy and Review Department, and it is my job to answer these questions. The window to tackle the climate crisis is closing fast. Climate-related disasters are becoming more frequent and more damaging. The rise in global temperature continues to accelerate, while global economic losses from climate-related natural disasters have reached a staggering high. And when climate shocks hit systemic countries, they could spill over across borders and even affect the global economy. We therefore decided to study the impact of climate shocks on the global economy through the lens of global trade and financial networks. Our study covers 63 countries, which together account for about 85% of the global GDP. Using the Notre Dame Global Adaptation Initiative Index, we identified 6 countries that are large in terms of GDP and highly vulnerable to climate change. 3 of these countries are systemic, that is, they are deeply interconnected through global networks. Our research shows that a large-scale climate shock in one of these countries, for market sensitivity reasons, I will not reveal which one, would adversely affect its external position. This could result in a substantial increase in its external financing needs by over $300 billion. This result is broadly in line with what our country team reported. Climate shocks in the form of storms and heavy rains have already lowered the country's real GDP, damaged its fiscal capacity, and worsened its current economy.
தம்பி மாறி உட்காந்துக்கங்கப்பா ப்ளீஸ். யார் கீழே விழுந்தது? எந்திரிக்கே கைதட்டு கொடுங்கப்பா. நல்லா கைதட்டு கொடுங்கப்பா. அநேகமா நீங்க படம் பார்க்குறப்ப சண்டை காட்சியில் பக்கத்தில் குத்துவாங்க தெரியுமா? அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு காட்சி. மாறி உட்காந்துக்கங்க ப்ளீஸ் போடுங்க. தேங்க்யூ. பாஸ் பண்ணுங்கப்பா. தேங்க்யூ.
So, let's assume that this country wouldn't be able to access financial markets and even had to suspend payments on its external debt. This would trigger spillovers to other countries through direct trade and financial links, in turn increasing their external financing needs. If these countries also face financial constraints, these spillovers can cascade to more economies, even those without direct links to the country originally hit by the climate shock. Moreover, 2 factors could amplify the contagion. First, as financing needs increase, sovereign risk premia increase, making borrowing more costly for these countries. Second, investors may perceive countries with similar risk profiles as a bad investment, depressing the value of their assets, and as a result, further increasing financing needs. Our research shows that in a tail risk scenario, where a systemic country hit by a climate shock defaults on their external debt, overall global financing needs increase by around $2 trillion. This is a huge number, but it assumes no policy action. So we asked, what can policymakers do? First, implement adaptation and mitigation policies to address climate change. A broad package of measures could help make economies more resilient and reach net zero emissions by mid-century. IMF research shows that a mitigation package combining gradually increasing carbon prices, green infrastructure investment, and compensation for households can help reach net zero emissions by 2050, while boosting growth during the post-pandemic recovery. Second, sound macroeconomic policies help reduce contagion, including flexible exchange rates to absorb shocks and smooth external adjustment. Third, countries can tap the global financial safety net. The IMF, together with the bilateral and multilateral support, can offer financial support to contain the economic fallout and prevent the worst-case scenario from becoming a reality. Indeed, when considered...
Next slide. Next. Yeah, wait. Yeah, this is also we are discussing. Next one. we'll skip some slides. Yeah, here there are some slides available specifically on climate change and agriculture, climate change and gender, climate change and children, climate change in industry, because these economic activities are basically depends on various factors, particularly climate change, how it has a negative impact. I hope with the permission of chair, I will use one or two slides. These are the things we'll spend on next slide, on women and children. Next. 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 Yeah, this is what you need to think. I think Dr. Pushparaj rightly mentioned how our economists, how our global economists are concentrating on theorizing on the climate change and its impact. I think I must remember the idea or the discussion given by Joseph Stiglitz during 2001 and Kenneth Arrow during 1972. Their contribution was immense to focus on, particularly on environmental economics, green economics, and climate change, to have a better industry, to have a better management decisions, to have a better global economic growth rate. Okay, next one, please. Yeah, next. Next. Yeah, please look at this one, because many things you must understand the importance of transgender also. Okay, so please look at this slide. There are key points we must remember always when you look at climate change and gender. Ecosystem, gender-based education, and governance point of view, and country reported activities. That's what IMF, the expert madam focused on, how governance is possible in the context of climate change and its negative effect. In agriculture, when climate change is disturbing rural environment, when climate change is disturbing natural environment, naturally it will have a strong negative impact on poverty. Particularly the poverty will always increase when you have a more problem of CC, the climate change. Next one. We always look at demographic dividend, youngsters, youth, children. Children also facing more difficulty because of climate change. Please look at this data, even though it's a very old data from UNICEF. Nearly 175 million children are hit by climate disasters every year. I think this is a very old data, more than 10 to 15 years back. But now, particularly after Corona, the percentage of children affected because of climate change is alarming. Next one, please. Yeah, please minimize this slide. Go for third video. Another 5 to 10 minutes, we will close it.
Human activities, from pollution to overpopulation, are driving up the Earth's temperature and fundamentally changing the world. Human activities, from pollution to overpopulation, are driving up the Earth's temperature and fundamentally changing the world around us. The main cause is a phenomenon known as the greenhouse effect. Gases in the atmosphere, such as water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and chlorofluorocarbons, let the sun's light in, but keep some of the heat from escaping, like the glass walls of a greenhouse. The more greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, the more heat gets trapped, strengthening the greenhouse effect and increasing the Earth's temperature. Human activities, like the burning of fossil fuels, have increased the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere by more than a third since the Industrial Revolution. The rapid increase in greenhouse gases in the atmosphere has warmed the planet at an alarming rate. While Earth's climate has fluctuated in the past, atmospheric carbon dioxide hasn't reached today's levels in hundreds of thousands of years. Climate change has consequences for our oceans, our weather, our food sources, and our health. Ice sheets, such as Greenland and Antarctica,
எந்த ஸ்ட்ரீம் கொடுத்துருவோம்